Hello and welcome back to some more Bitburners. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Usually I guess find a problem to solve and then show you guys how to create a script to solve that problem. But in today's video, I feel like I've already gone through all the stuff that I needed to do, and I guess it's time to progress the game a little bit further. So if you don't know, there's a script called flight.exe, and initially when you first start the game, it's gonna give you a whole bunch of objectives like how much money you need to earn, how much augmentations you need to install, and then what's the required hacking level. As soon as you reach the goals stated in flight.exe, you will then get an invite from a faction called Daedalus. And then in this faction, if we go here, you can purchase an augmentation called the Red Pill. I'm not really sure what this does, but I heard that the Red Pill is the one that progresses you through the game. And to get the Red Pill, you need to gain 2.5 million reputation points, and it's sort of quite a bit of a grind to get here. I guess I was just doing a whole bunch of scripts to pass the time, but I guess I feel like I've already done everything I needed to do, and it's time to I guess take a step further. So this is my first time doing this, so I'm not really sure what to expect. So I guess uh, we're gonna be experiencing or witnessing the same thing if you haven't gone through this portion yet. So all right, let's install the augmentations. And then we already know what this says, so it's gonna reset everything. And then we just hit confirm and done. It's gonna install all our augmentations, and then I'm gonna wake up feeling different. And then if we open up our overview here, we could see that we don't have any more money anymore, and we don't have any active scripts. And as usual, I'm just gonna go to the hacknet node here, buy a bunch of stuff, and then I guess it's time to just grind away. Oh, we received some weird thing and it says find the cave. I'm assuming that this is probably a server somewhere. Because I remember that there was a server that I did hack called the cave, so but I don't think I have access to that since I'm still starting out. So I guess I'll be spending a few hours just grinding out the levels and trying to reach the cave. And then I guess I'm gonna continue recording as soon as I reach that level. And we're back. So I left this game running for an entire day and managed to get my hacking level up to 3,159. I also have several trillion dollars, but I guess it doesn't matter since we're gonna be focusing on trying to, I guess, finish this Bitnode or go to the Bitverse as they call it. So I did some research offline and I found out that you do have to find a server called The Cave. So we already created a script that can allow us to find I guess the path we have to take to get to that server. So we just have to run that. So find server, and then the cave has to be spelled like this. So capital T, capital C, and then both words are separated by the dash. And if we run that, we could see that all of these, I guess we have to connect to all of these servers. But as much as possible, we don't really want to type all of that manually. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna modify the find server script to actually print out something in the terminal that we can just straight up copy and paste across. So down here in the reconstruct path, what you can actually do is that you can actually chain commands using a semicolon. And for every single server that's printed out, we want to have the connect keyword behind it. So I'm gonna create a new variable called printed string, and then I'm gonna turn every single server to be the connect function, and then I'm gonna join all of them using a semicolon. That way we can just copy paste the results onto our terminal. like so. And then if we go to the back to this and then rerun the same command, as you can see, it's now one big string. If we copy this, the entire thing, and then paste it across to our terminal, as you can see, we directly connect to the cave. And then if we scan this, apparently the way you destroy bitnodes or progress the game is by, I guess, destroying this thing called World Daemon. And how you destroy World Daemon? Okay, we get it, Icarus. How you destroy World Daemon is by hacking it. So it looks like we already have root access to this because I feel like our launch fleet script has automatically detected this. But if we go to this and then we connect to it and then run hack, this should do stuff. Hey, there we go. So it's printing out a whole bunch of segmentation faults. So I guess we destroyed the bit node, and then it's gonna give us this weird map thing here. So I'm just gonna read through this text here. So it says, many decades ago, a humanoid extraterrestrial species, which we call the Enders, descended on the Earth violently. They have to make that point. Our species fought back, but it was futile. The Enders had technology far beyond our own. Instead of killing every last one of us, the human race was enslaved. We were shackled in a digital world, chained into a prison for our minds. Using their advanced technology, the Enders created a complex simulation of a virtual reality. Simulations designed to keep us content, ignorant of the truth. So, sort of like the Matrix. Simulations used to trap and suppress our consciousness, to keep us under control. Why did they do this? Why didn't they just end our entire race? We don't know. Not yet. Humanity's only hope is to destroy these simulations, destroy the only realities we've ever known. Only then can we begin to fight back. By hacking the daemon that generated your reality, you've just destroyed one simulation called a bitnode, okay? But there's still a long way to go. The technology the Enders used to enslave the human race wasn't just a single complex simulation. There are tens, if not hundreds, of bitnodes out there, each with their own simulations of reality, each creating their own universes, a universe of universes. So, sort of like how Spider Man has multiple universes, and all of which must be destroyed. Okay, welcome to the Bitverse. Dun dun dun. Okay, and then enter the bit node using the image above. So it looks like we came from here, from bitnode 1, and then if we click on this, as you can see here, this is apparently the first bitnode created by the Enders to imprison the minds of humans. It became the prototype and testing ground for all bitnodes that followed. And then apparently this was the first bitnode we played through. And then destroying this bitnode will give you source file 1, and if you already have the source file, it will upgrade it to the max level. And then it's apparently gonna give us allow us to start with 32 gigabytes of RAM on our computer, and then also increase all of the players multiplier by this much. So let's go through every single bit node. So first one is from bitnode 2, and then it says Rise of the Underworld, and this says from the shadow they rose. Organized crime groups quickly filled the void of power left behind from the collapse of the Western government in the 2050s. As society and civilization broke down, people quickly succumbed to innate impulse and evil savagery. The organized crime factions quickly rose to the top of the modern world, so this is like crime place. And then a whole bunch of stats. So it looks like hacking levels reduced, the amount of money we can get from servers is reduced, and then money from crimes and infiltrations tripled, and then gang factions is now available and can give us ability to form and manage our own gangs. And then for every faction not listed, reputation gains are halved and no longer passive reputation. So it looks like this Bitnode is more gang focused. So if we were to play this Bitnode, we'll be creating gangs and all that stuff. And then saying this, according to this, if we destroy this Bitnode, we'll be able to form gangs in other Bitnodes. So that's pretty cool. Let's have a look at the other ones. Bitnode 3, Corporatocracy. Our greatest solution is that a healthy society can revolve around the single-minded pursuit of wealth. Sometimes in the early 21st century, economic and political globalization turned into a world of corporatocracy and it never looked back. Now the privileged elite will happily bankrupt their own countrymen, decimate their own community, and evict their neighbors from houses in their desperate bid to increase their wealth. So it's sort of like everyone's they just want money. That's it. um, and then here's some of the stats here. So all the augmentation cost is tripled, and then starting amount is 75%. So meaning that I guess from here our growth will be slow when we hack. And then I can apparently donate to factions with 75 favor, meaning that that's probably the only way we can gain reputation by giving them money. Well, it makes sense because this Bitnode is about giving people money and everyone's all about money and focusing on money. And then this Bitnode allows us to create corporations and other Bitnodes as soon as we beat it. And then also will increase our charisma and company salary by this much. And then Bitnode 4, the Singularity. So I remember this Singularity API, because this one will allow us to automate quite a lot of stuff that our player is doing. The Singularity has arrived. The human race is gone, replaced by artificially super intelligent beings that are more machine than man. So it looks like this one's more, we're not man anymore, we're machine, so that's why we can control ourselves through scripts. Makes sense, makes sense. And then after that, once we beat it, we can now access the singularity function. And then this one will allow us to control most aspects of the game, including factions, companies, purchasing and selling, and creating programs. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I actually wanted this, but we'll have a look at the other ones, see what they have. All right, so Bitnode 5. So artificial intelligence, they said they couldn't be done. They said that human brain, along with its consciousness and intelligence, couldn't be replicated. They said complexity of the brain results from unpredictable nonlinear interactions that couldn't be modeled by ones and zeros. They were wrong. In this Bitnode, base security level of servers is doubled. Starting money on servers is halved, but the maximum is the same. Most methods of earning money is now give. It looks like the hacking income is the same, but the only difference is that the servers now doesn't have as much money. And then there's more security, meaning there's more time to weaken the servers. And then after that, there's more some more emphasis on infiltration now because you give more reputation and money. And then corporations, they don't really have that. So I feel like since they mentioned this means that they're expecting us to finish Bitnode number 3 before this. Yeah, and then this one will give us intelligence, so a new stat called intelligence, and then intelligence will persist throughout every single reset. And then we don't know how it goes up. And then higher intelligence will boost production for many actions in the game. And then this one will also unlock the get bitnode multipliers script and let you start with formulas.exe. Yeah, we're definitely gonna do that because most of our scripts rely on formulas.exe. So it would be nice if we start the game with that script on hand already, so we don't have to worry about it. Okay, next one is Bitnode 6, Blade Burners. And then this says In the middle of 21st century, Omnitech Incorporated began designing the manufacturing advanced synthetic androids, or synthoids for short. They achieved major technological breakthrough in the sixth generation of their synthoid design, called Mark 6, by developing a hyper-intelligent AI. Many argue that this was the first sentient AI ever created. This resulted in synthoid models that were stronger, faster, and more intelligent than the humans had created them. So it looks like now we're ruled by robots now. And then in this Bitnode, we can access the Blade Burner division of NSA, and then provides us mechanics for new progression. Intriguing. And then it looks like hacknet nodes will be less profitable. Same with hacking. I guess hacking will be less effective in this Bitnode. And then corporations have lower valuations. Working for companies is less profitable. Crimes infiltration are 25% less profitable. Um, and then here, as soon as we beat this, we're gonna unlock the Blade Burner division in other bit nodes. Okay, that's nice. I don't really know what the Blade Burner division gives us, but it does sound intriguing. Like, what does that unlock? Alright, so this one is again Blade Burners, but in the future, far future. Apparently it's hard. And then in middle of 21st century, you were doing cutting edge work at Omnitech Incorporated as part of the AI design team for advanced synthetic androids, or synthoids for short. You achieved a major technological breakthrough in the sixth generation of a company's synthoid design called Mark 6, by developing a hyper-intelligent AI. Is this the same description as Bitnode number 6? It looks like it's basically the same as Bitnode number 6, but the only difference is that there's a lot more stuff here. The stats look the same or look similar, but the only difference is that, rank in Blade Burner is reduced, so it's a lot harder to gain Blade Burner augments or whatever they give us. But this one will allow us to access Blade Burner Netscript API. I don't know what the advantage is for Blade Burner, so if someone knows from in the comments, please put it down below. But yeah, it looks intriguing. Alright, next one is Bitnode number 8. So this was I believe this is the one that will give us the short ability, the shorting stocks ability. And it says you're trying to make a name for yourself as an upcoming hedge fund manager on Wall Street. Okay. And then I start with 250 million. The only way to earn money is by trading on the stock market. And then I start with all the World Stock Exchange stuff and TIX API, and I'm able to short stocks and place different types of orders. I can immediately donate to factions and gain a reputation. So this one will give us the permanent access to World Stock Exchange. If we move from Bitnode to Bitnode, ability short stocks, and then ability to limit and stop orders. That's pretty cool. Apparently it's hard, mainly because we can't really make money from hacking anymore. We only make money from, I guess, manipulating the market and also trading stocks. So that's an interesting challenge. Alright, next one is Bitnode number 9, Hacktocracy. And then this says, when Fulcrum Technology released their open source Linux distro Chapo, it quickly became the OS of choice for the underground hacking community. Chapo became especially notorious for powering Hacknet, a global decentralized network used for nefarious purposes. Fulcrum quickly abandoned the project and dissociated with themselves from it. And then it looks like this bitnode is more focused towards Hacknet nodes, but they provide a different variety called Hacknet server. Looks interesting. And then it says there's a few things that has been decreased. Cannot purchase additional servers. What does that mean? So I can't purchase servers anymore? And then hacking is significantly less profitable, meaning that we can't rely on purchase servers to produce our income anymore. just a lot of hacknet servers. And I noticed that there's a typo there, 3 N's. And then here it looks like level 1, 2, and 3. We just unlock hacknet server. I start with 120 gigabytes of RAM. And then we now have a highly upgraded server as soon as we reach level 3. That's pretty cool. So many choices. And then Bitnode 10. So this one it says in 2084, Vitalife unveiled to the world Persona Core, technology that allowed people to digitize their consciousness. Their consciousness could then be transferred into synthoids and other bodies by transmitting their digitized data. Human bodies became nothing more than slaves for the human consciousness. Mankind had finally achieved immortality, at least for those that could afford it. So this, I guess this plot sort of reminds me of Altered Carbon, that Netflix show. Oh, they even called it Digital Carbon, so it definitely inspired by that. Looks like, and then from the looks of it, Resleeve you can purchase and transfer your consciousness now. Duplicate sleeves, you can duplicate your consciousness to synthoids, allowing them to perform different tasks synchronously. I feel like the Singularity API would come in handy with this, maybe. I don't know yet, but it'll be interesting to see how it all adds up. And then it looks like stats significantly decreased. All methods gaining money is half profitable except stock market, meaning that we have to trade stocks in this game. Purchase servers are more expensive, have less max RAM, and have lower maximum limit. And augments are 5 times more expensive and require twice as much reputation. And then as soon as we beat this bitnode, we can now access the sleeve technology in other bitnodes. And then each level grants me a duplicate sleeve, meaning that I have more people to control. Okay, next one is Bitnode 11, the big crash. So the 2050s was defined by the massive amounts of violent civil unrest and anarchic rebellion that rose all around the world. It was this period of disorder that eventually led to the governmental reformation of many global superpowers, most notably the USA and China. But just as the world was slowly beginning to recover from these dark times, financial catastrophe hit. In many countries, the high cost of trying to deal with civil disorder bankrupted the governments. In all of this chaos and confusion, hackers were able to steal billions of dollars from the world's largest electronic banks, prompting an international banking crisis as governments were unable to bail out insolvent banks. Now, the world is slowly crumbling in the middle of the biggest economic crisis of all time. Okay, so it looks like our hacks would produce less amount of money. Weakening is not as effective as before. And then company wages are reduced. And then corporate valuations are 90% lower and are therefore less profitable. Um, and then hacknet node production is significantly decreased. Crime infiltration are more lucrative. And then as soon as we beat this, we can now our company's favor now increases the salary and a reputation gained by that company by 1% per favor. Okay, that's nice. So meaning that we can produce more income by just working for other people. Also reduces the price for each augment as well by this amount. That's nice, but I feel like that's something that I'm gonna do in late game. And then this one, Bitnode 12, the recursion. And then it says to iterate is human, to recurse divine. And then this says every time the bit node is destroyed, it becomes slightly harder. So this one doesn't really have an end. And then says there's no maximum level for this source file for source file 12. Each level of source file lets you start bit nodes with neuroflux governor equal to the level of the source file. So this is probably like a end game thing. So we just repeat over and over again until it can become super hard. All right, Bitnode number 13. So it says they're lunatics. Uh, with the invention of augments in 2040s, a religious group known as Church of the Machine God has rallied far more support than anyone would have ever hoped. Their leader, Alison Mother Stanek, is said to have created her own augmentation whose power goes beyond any any other. Find her in Chongqing and gain her trust. So Stanek. Um, Stanek is the god of this realm. And then every stat significantly reduced. Stanek's gift power is significantly increased. Um, okay, looks like we unlock Stanek as soon as we beat this bit node. Yeah, so that's about it. I feel like there's quite a lot of choices here, so I'm gonna have to think about it, and then I guess you'll just find out what I've picked in the next video. So I'll see you guys then.